Okay, wow. This one is tough. Liam Payne's death has really shaken a lot of us, and I know you're looking for more than just the headlines.
Yeah.
You want to understand what really happened.
Right.
And I get it.
Hmm.
It's easy to feel lost with all these news reports and speculation flying around, especially with a story like this.
Well, you said it.
So you've sent in tons of articles from sources like Daily Mail Online and Today.
Oh, yeah. Those are some of the big ones.
And we're going to dive deep into all of those, try to separate fact from fiction, and maybe even find some answers along the way.
Sounds good to me. I'm ready to dig in.
Right, so where do we even begin with this one?
Well, I think it's important to start with the facts that we know for sure,
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
just to ground ourselves.
Right?
So Liam Payne, just 31 years old,
So, yeah.
died on October 16th, 2024 at the Casa Sur Palermo Hotel in Buenos Aires.
That's right.
The official cause of death we know from the autopsy was polytrauma and internal and external bleeding.
From the fall.
Yeah, resulting from a fall from his third-floor balcony.
Okay, so far so straightforward, right?
Right up to that point.
Yeah, but then things get a little bit murky.
Exactly. The Security Ministry in Buenos Aires was very quick to say that Liam jumped.
Oh, really?
But the prosecutor's office has classified his death as doubtful undetermined.
So that sounds like they're not really sure.
It tells us there's more to the story and that the investigation is far from over.
It's kind of fascinating, isn't it?
Absolutely.
We've got these seemingly disconnected events that happened before that night.
Right?
All these reports about Liam acting dazed and unsteady at Neil Horan's concert a couple weeks before. And then there's that whole scene in the hotel lobby.
Oh, yeah. What about that?
An argument with a woman about money.
Oh, wow.
It's like we're piecing together a puzzle, trying to see the bigger picture of what led up to that tragic night on the balcony.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, and there's another piece to this puzzle, too.
Oh, really?
A rather intriguing one, actually.
I'm listening.
An Argentine energy tycoon, Rogelio Nors, was apparently trying to get Liam to leave his room before the incident.
Huh. Interesting.
The reports suggest that Nors was concerned about drug use.
Drug use, huh? Okay.
I think we have to talk about the elephant in the room at this point.
You're talking about the reports of the drug use?
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just like whispers and rumors, right?
No, not at all.
We're seeing it in official statements in eyewitness accounts.
It seems pretty clear.
It's clear that substance use was a significant part of Liam's final days, even if we're still waiting on those official toxicology results.
Makes you wonder what those will show.
Daily Mail even went so far as to say that preliminary toxicology reports suggest a cocktail of drugs, cocaine, crack, benzodiazepine,
Wow.
and even that scary-sounding pink cocaine.
Oh, yeah, that's a bad one.
Not something to take lightly.
Absolutely not.
But even before these reports came out, we knew Liam had been open about his battles with addiction and mental health challenges.
He had, yeah.
He spoke about it in interviews, even spent time at the Priory.
Oh, yeah, the rehab facility.
For those who don't know, the Priory is known for treating high-profile individuals.
The pretty well-known place.
So that brings us to another layer of this complex story,
Yeah, what's that?
The internal struggles that Liam was clearly facing.
That's right.
He may have been a global star, but he was also a human being grappling with some very real demons.
Yeah, you can't forget that.
It's heartbreaking.
And it's like this weird contrast you see in a lot of these reports.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, on one hand, you have Liam, openly discussing his struggles, almost crying out for help in his music.
Right.
But then on the other hand, you see these photos of him celebrating his last birthday, seemingly happy, surrounded by his parents.
Wow. Yeah, that is a strange contrast.
It's a stark reminder that addiction and mental health, they aren't black and white issues.
Absolutely. It's like a roller coaster, and it's so easy to just get caught up in the outward appearances.
Yeah, you just never really know what's going on beneath the surface.
Exactly. We see a celebrity smiling in a photo, and we just assume everything is fine.
Right.
But behind that smile, there could be a whole world of pain going on.
You said it.
You mentioned Liam's music earlier,
I did.
and there was something in one of the articles that I wanted to touch on.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
The Today article mentions some unreleased lyrics where Liam sings about feeling lost in the dark.
Oh, wow.
And it just makes you think.
It does, yeah.
Imagine being in his shoes.
He must have been so tough.
Feeling that immense pressure of fame and then trying to cope with addiction and mental health issues on top of it all.
I can't even imagine.
It's heartbreaking.
It really is.
And it makes you wonder.
About what?
What if those lyrics, that vulnerability, had reached someone who really needed to hear it?
You're right.
What if it had sparked a conversation, encouraged someone to reach out for help?
That's a powerful thought.
Liam's willingness to be so open about his struggles,
Yeah.
even when it was clearly so hard for him,
Mhm.
it could actually end up being a really beautiful part of his legacy.
I think you're right about that.
Maybe it's a way for his story to have a positive impact even in the face of this tragedy.
I like that.
Speaking of impact, Liam's death has definitely started some really important conversations.
Sure.
The articles that we've been looking at,
Yeah.
they highlight the intense pressures of fame, especially for young artists, and the urgent need for better mental health support in the music industry.
It's really about time we address this.
It's like everyone is finally waking up to the fact that this is a real serious issue.
It shouldn't have taken something like this to happen.
I know, but at least people are talking about it now.
True.
And it raises the question of responsibility.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
What is the role of the industry, of society as a whole, in protecting these vulnerable individuals?
Yeah. What could we have done differently?
Could we have done more to support Liam?
That's the question.
And can we do more to prevent these kinds of tragedies from happening in the future?
I hope so.
Those are some really heavy questions.
They are.
But I think they're ones that we need to be asking.
For sure.
It's not enough to just mourn the loss,
Yeah,
you know?
it's
We have
not.
to learn from it, right?
I completely agree.
All right, so on that note,
Okay.
let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the people Liam left behind.
Yeah.
His bandmates, his family, his fans.
Yeah, all those who loved him.
They're all grappling with this immense loss.
It must be so hard for them.
I was reading the Daily Mail article, and it really drives home the heartbreak, especially for Cheryl Cole
Oh, yeah. Liam's ex-partner.
and the mother of their son, Bear.
I can't imagine what she's going through.
It's just devastating.
It is.
And the impact this will have on Bear,
Yeah.
growing up without his dad.
That's going to be really tough.
It's just an awful situation.
It is. It's a gut punch, you know.
It reminds us that this tragedy goes so much deeper.
It extends far beyond Liam himself.
It ripples outward, affecting everyone who loved him. And then you think about the global community of fans.
Oh, yeah. All around the world?
The articles describe candlelit vigils, tattoo, tributes a massive outpouring of grief on social media.
Yeah, I've seen some of that.
It's clear that Liam touched countless lives
He did.
with his music, his personality, just who he was as a person.
He seemed like a good guy.
It's amazing to see that kind of love and support, even in the face of such sadness.
It really is.
It speaks to the kind of person Liam was, you know, the connection that he had with his fans.
It's a special thing.
It makes you wonder, what will Liam Payne be remembered for?
That's a good question.
What will his legacy be?
I think his music will always be a part of it.
Of course.
Beyond that, I believe his willingness to be so vulnerable, to talk openly about his struggles,
Yeah,
that's what will have a lasting impact.
that's a really powerful thought.
It is.
Maybe Liam's story can encourage others to open up,
Yeah.
to seek help when they need it,
Uh,
to know that they're not alone in their battles.
to know that it's okay to not be okay.
Exactly, and maybe that's where we can find a glimmer of hope amidst all this sadness.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like even in all this darkness, there's this tiny spark of light, you know?
I see what you mean.
Liam's vulnerability and his honesty,
Yeah.
it could actually end up saving lives.
It's true. It's a legacy that goes way beyond the music, beyond the fame.
Mm-hmm.
It's about human connection, reminding people that it's okay to not be okay.
And that brings us back to the question that we've been kind of circling around this whole time.
Okay.
What does all of this mean for us?
That's the big question, isn't it?
How do we take this tragedy, this heartbreaking story, and turn it into something positive?
Yeah, how do we make sure that something good comes out of all of this?
I think it starts with recognizing that we all have our own battles, our own struggles, whether people can see them or not.
Right. That smile you see on someone's face, it might be hiding a whole world of pain underneath.
Exactly. So we need to be more aware, more attuned to the people around us.
Yeah, just checking in.
Check in on your friends, your family, your colleagues. Right.
Sometimes a simple "how are you doing?" really
Yeah.
can make all the difference.
And when you ask that question, really listen to the answer.
That's so important.
Don't offer unsolicited advice. Just be there. Be present.
And if someone is struggling, don't be afraid to encourage them to seek help.
Yeah.
There are resources out there, professionals who can help navigate the complexities of addiction and mental health.
Absolutely. There's no shame in asking for help.
It's about creating a culture where asking for help is seen as a sign of strength, not weakness.
Right. We need to change the narrative.
Liam's story is a powerful reminder that even the people who seem to have it all.
Yeah, those who seem to be on top of the world.
They can be fighting these silent battles.
We never really know what's going on behind closed doors.
We need to stop glorifying the hustle and start prioritizing well-being, both for ourselves and for the people around us.
I think that's a really important message.
It's a shift in perspective, a shift in values.
And it's not easy, but it's so necessary. This deep dive has been emotionally heavy.
It has.
And also incredibly insightful.
Yeah, we've learned a lot.
We've gone way beyond the headlines, beyond the speculation. And I think we've really tried to understand the complex human being behind the name Liam Payne.
Yeah, to see him as a person and not just a celebrity.
And I hope, more importantly, that we've sparked some thought-provoking conversations about addiction, mental health, the pressures of fame.
That's what I hope for, too.
This isn't just about one celebrity's tragic end.
No, it's not.
It's about a much bigger issue that affects all of us in some way.
It's a reminder that we're all connected.
So as we wrap up,
Okay.
I want to leave you with this. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and never underestimate the power of just listening.
Those are words to live by.
And if you're struggling, please don't hesitate to reach out for help.
You're not alone.
There are people who care, people who want to support you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us on this difficult but important journey.
It's been a heavy one.
Take care of yourselves and each other.